Hello, and welcome to the Hobo Joe Show. We are on day 10. It is December 27th, 2023, season 2. We're going to cover some recaps for the last 2 days since I missed yesterday's recap. A couple things have happened. So in the last episode, we watched a whole movie of Caligula. Just kidding. No, yesterday they brought in CK, Brian's ex. And then they had a whole powwow circle where they talked about their grievances, their problems. It was like 3 hours long. First of all, they had them do a challenge where they cooked dinner. So then they have dinner ready. They have their meal ready. It was like a Christmas feast, but it's like the day after Christmas or so. And they have this whole feast ready to go. They're sitting down, about to start chowing down. And then Sam pulls them into the living room, and they start sitting in this Alcoholic Anonymous circle with metal foldable chairs everywhere in a circle. And it's just Brian and CK, his ex, that they brought in on the show, talking about their whole relationship, life problems for 4 hours, it felt like. So they cooked the dinner. Part of the cooking dinner was a challenge, but the other part was that the women were put in charge of the house, and each woman had a man slave, a male contestant slave. So essentially, they used them to create this feast dinner. And since there was like a imbalance of women to men ratio, they had TJ put a dress on and then be a woman and then have a man slave. Was Shinji, and then he rode him around the house in the living room. So they have this chick that looks like the Peruvian mummy here on the show. She's still here. She hasn't left yet. That's a great question. We'll welcome Count Gold. That is a wonderful question. He says, "Is this season collapsing?" Well, we're gonna get to that in a second. Let's go ahead and click through here real quick just to see if there's anything else going on. So they brought on their first real official freeloader. I don't know if you count CK as a real freeloader. I think that was more of to mess with Brian. We can see here there's an African American Santa. That's pretty classic. But in the back of the lounge to the right of the African American Santa, you see this dude who's about supposed to be, their name is Nifty, and they're supposed to be the new freeloader. Apparently they're like a female streamer or something. I'm not sure how this is going to fix the situation, but essentially today Cole was removed from the show. He had put today on Instagram, and I guess he went on a live stream with Megan saying that he was answering a question of he didn't leave voluntarily. He left involuntarily. They kicked him off the show. I guess I'm not really sure 100% on why they came to that decision, other than that Cole, he kept talking about season 1. He kept acting like he wanted to quit. They tried catering to him. After that, brought in an Xbox with Halo 1. He was playing Halo 1, and I think they just ended up not wanting to put up with that type of whiny behavior. They probably just removed him. That's my guess, is they probably just removed him from that. Yeah, Sam also kicked a hole in his door. Pretty funny, but I mean, you could tell that it seemed like Sam was pretty pissed off. So they brought in Nifty. Get a better view from in the bar. Mr. Nifty. That is Nifty. Not Nifty. It's Nifty. They breastfed him with Halo. They put it to the teat, and he just wouldn't latch. But so everybody keeps saying, I would say at least 50% of the viewers, the fan base, are saying Culver. There's no way they're gonna recover from this. They also brought back Chip. I don't know if you can see that, but Chip is also back. I don't think that helps the situation either. I mean, Chip is a character, but is he the character? Probably not. But people say it's over. People are saying that this is it. This is how is the show going to recover? And I would agree that the cast this season is different. They're definitely more emotional, soft. It's day 10, and I mean, what notable has happened? Day 10 of season 1, they were in the cell. I mean, Morrow had left for the first time. Simmons had got kicked off for his camp counselor book. It just seemed like there was a lot more happening season 1, but I I want to remind the 20 of you that I'm thankful for being here watching, and hopefully the 100 or so that'll trickle in after this stream. I want to remind you all that before season 2 started, there was so much gaslighting from Jet about the show being over, about it being delayed 4 months, about it being aired in Colorado. There was so much secrecy and lies. So what I'm thinking, and this is maybe I'm biased. I enjoy this content, but maybe there is something we don't know. I would hope that's going to change this all. In season 1, they did the fake season ending like a week early. I mean, there's all kinds of psychological warfare that they are known for, that I'm looking forward to. Hopefully, they're going to pull something out that'll draw us right back in. Now, speaking on that note of if it's over and what are they going to do different, right? Obviously, they brought in Nifty. That's nothing. That's insignificant so far. Chip, almost insignificant with Chip. But the one thing that intrigues me is that they've put on the attic camera. This is what the attic camera plays. You can hear that. We have ominous music. We have ticking. It's very quick. It's very fast. Turn that down. And go to the bookmarks. So we have from A Observer on Twitter. Here's his Twitter page here. At @A__observer. He posted the still image of this taken from that camera footage that we just saw, right? So this is the same day that Cole gets kicked off. They show this. I mean, they've had somebody in there allegedly pounding away with hammers, saws, for about 3 days, 4 days, a week. So, oh wow. I thank you guys. You didn't need to do that. I know I need to watch Caligula. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you for the 199. But so there's somebody working in the attic. They're trying to construct something for them, right? That we have a podium clock. Somebody in another tweet said the clock is on 420. I can't tell from here. Maybe you guys can see that. And then this strange symbol. I've never seen this symbol before, but this symbol does look, if I would have to guess, it looks like maybe it resembles a clock as well. And then we see 2 arrows. The arrows, even though there's only 2 arrow points, and I'll point out with my mouse, there's one here on the left and one here on the right. That kind of reminds me of like the Dungeons and Dragons. I think it's like the chaotic symbol, but it's only 2 arrows. And then we have it's just all weird symbolism. But what does it mean, right? So then I have other bookmarks. So at the same day that today that this comes out, right? We have. I see this guy. I've never seen this guy before, right? He uses the hashtag fishtank.live, so I see this right on my Twitter feed. He has the same shirt.
Watch Caligula 1979.
Thank you again, Gaius Caligula. Appreciate that, brother. So we have this man here, right? He's got this shirt, right? He uses the hashtag. What's the deal with this dude, right? So I go to his Twitter page at Richie99. He's got 99, obviously World Peace 2, Fish Tank. So he has some sort of association with these people. He's followed by Alex Schultz, which is what stands out the most out of all these people. Alex Schultz is one of the executive producers for World Peace. So something is in the books. Something is being cooked up. They have something planned for us, at least. So we have hope. We have hope that there's something out there that's going to happen. Yeah, so at the bottom of the screen there, guys, it says that an Indian woman will read your TTS. So I appreciate that again, bro. So I'm really hopeful for whatever this is going to mean, and whatever this weird Epstein like you guys have been saying in the chat here, like this Epstein, like Freemason kind of symbology here. I don't know what's going on, but it is definitely, yeah, Schultz, right? I mean, it could be German. I don't know. You know, who knows? But it's definitely, it leaves you enticing for what more? What's going to happen? What else do we have in the book? Talk about. I also want to talk about some of these messages. So Jet did like a Q&A this morning. And we'll kind of go over a little bit of that. He was saying that the biggest mistake was rushing sunk cost, and we were in a rush to prove that Season 2 is legit. So obviously they've sunk a lot of money into Season 2 so far that we can see. The house, everything, apparently they had Ben driving around in a U-Haul going on Facebook Marketplace, collecting antique, vintage, 1970s era furniture to the house. So they put a lot of work into this already so far. But then Jet also says that there's nothing planned. He says, no, there's nothing. We don't know what we're doing tomorrow. That's how it is every day. Nothing is scripted. So that's kind of disappointing because I obviously you wouldn't want a reality show like this to be scripted. However, they could at least script daily events to kind of stoke the flames a bit. But we do know that that's kind of a half lie because of the attic. What's going on with the attic? At least there's something scripted with that. Something is planned in the sense of scripted. Not that these are actors, but he also said, Jet said, Fish Tank will never ever let contestants dress themselves again over my dead body. The only contestants that really expressed themselves with clothes was Sylvia and Simmons, and we know Simmons did because he wore a dress, but he's gonna take Tay's hat. Ugly. He goes on and on about them dressing ugly. Brian needs a fair shake. Someone needs to fill him in on his subconscious speech patterns and victim framing. It's unbelievable. Was hoping Cole would point it out, but too autistic. And then he says that he's actually a fan of Brian. He was going to give him a self-pity jar. He doesn't whine. I think that Brian might be my least favorite, in my own opinion. He also said... he doesn't have a favorite. They asked him, like, who's your favorite fish? He says he doesn't have a fish. He doesn't have a favorite fish. He has a least favorite fish, and it isn't who you think it is. And I'm starting to wonder after today if Cole was maybe the least favorite fish of his. I mean, who do you think would be the least favorite shift if fish if it wasn't the obvious fish? What he says. Then there was a update from Summer. Obviously, a couple days ago, we talked about her Instagram being hacked. 10 hours ago, she still confirms her Instagram is hacked, but she used the creepy, weird doll that she has. It's schizophrenic shit. Clock. Here's another zoomed in picture of the clock. I guess 420 was. This is from React Simply Twitter handle, and then a funny meme. I thought. So what are we missing right now? Chip in the tank.
Weird. There's nobody fucking behind. Dude, look at some other shit.
Chip is being a classic schizophrenic.
What? Chip is
And Magnus says that it is 420. So hey, you know what is the significance of that besides marijuana? The show references no weed. Season 1, it says no grass, but in reference to weed. For season 2, because it's 70s themes, and now the clock upstairs is 420. Could be a joke, yeah. It's just weird that they chose to make that joke with the reveal of the attic. The attic seems so ominous. The vibe is spooky, creepy, and then they make a weed joke. I don't know. Maybe that is within character. Who knows? Snatch Duster says TJ's the only real person. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, like, is there more than one actor? Earlier today, Sam was also saying that there could be more than one actor. What if TJ is really the Matrix?
who just donated upstairs for me? Everybody who just donated. Everybody who just. You just wasted your fucking breath.
That would be really cool if they did summon Summers.
Fuck you. Chip is the real.
I might be an actor. I mean, Chip is unique in his own way. But I would say that on average, there's at least like between like 7,000 and 11,000 people watching. So it's not like the popularity of the show. There currently is 9,000 people. I don't feel like it's any less popular from the movies that they made today. And I want to say like, oh, this sucks. This is stupid. This is lame. But I keep thinking there's so much psychological warfare going on. What the hell is reality? I'm always questioning when I'm watching the show. What is happening? What does this mean? I feel like I need to take a lithium. What does circumflex even mean? Up the chat volume.
What does that mean?
We don't know.
Huh? No, I.
You are too much of a pussy to break shit. Chips crying like a bitch chicken nugget that won't break shit. You owe me cigarette.
Need to refresh the page.
Hey, yo, Chip, just say to them this.
What
I'm
do you
gonna
want to
break your fucking face while I get the fuck out of here, bitch.
How long have you been here?
9 days, 10 days.
But that's what you gotta say. You gotta let them know,
should
like
break
in
the
real,
floor.
in real life,
You want me to bring all the forts?
Yeah.
the floors. No! Damn, what a petty ass bitch. We could have something nice here, but nah.
You guys use like reusable plates, disposable plates.
Nope. You use
Washable plates. And those I started putting them away.
washable is better than reusable.
No plastic.
The white one you touch is
I don't like to microwave plastic. It's just kind of like.
well, yeah, obviously no one likes microwave plastic.
Well, my dad used to get like the Tina's burritos, and he'd always microwave it inside the plastic wrap.
Put a poll up. Do you think the show is worse? Do you think it's we're headed for disaster? I think I'm biased since that I have hope.
Why is this intact?
Earlier today as well, Jimmy pulled into bedroom 3 by Cole. Not Cole, Brian. And Brian was talking to Jimmy saying he believes Jimmy is the only person he can trust to not be an actor, not be a plant, and that they were going to try to team up in a sense against everybody else. Which makes me suspicious of Brian. And then Sam pulled Jimmy up into bedroom 3. Or, well, Jimmy was already up in bedroom 3 talking to Chris Lynch. They came up with a plan for Jimmy to seduce the new freeloader, which is pretty gross. That thing looks like a dude. She's wearing a bike helmet. No, that's a burger hat. Where did they get a burger hat? Who's already asleep? Count Gold says, to be honest, it's hard to judge since they twist Summer was talking about to make it better. I didn't catch that. I didn't know she talked about a twist. But at the current rate, with no revelations, typo there, but yeah, revelations, this show will be over by New Year's. Sam did mention he pulled everybody into a room as well today, bedroom 1, and asked everybody individually what did he tell them was the grand prize. And I think he did something similar in season 1 to allude to him paying them less if they didn't know. Get away with being cheap. And that was essentially what he did today again. And that he also mentioned that he was going to try to wrap this up early, was his words. Wrap this up early. So it's alluding to he wants to end the show soon. But does Sam really mean that? Sam did the same thing in season 1 when he did the fake ending. He also said for half the season 1 that the show had no money and that they were losing lots of money because of the damages to the house. They ended up making over $1 million with the show. I think originally it was $50,000 on day 1. But nobody really knew except for Brian what the grand prize was. So Sam agreed to pay Brian $50,000 if he wins, but he told him not to tell anybody, any of the other contestants, about the $50,000. And then today he announced that it was a $40,000 grand prize, then made it sound like he was upping it to $40,000. Natch Susha says Cole was an actor. His knowledge of season by Sam was pissed. Coal burners are coping and seething. I think you meant to write cucks, but you wrote chucks. People did tweet. There was a tweet rolling around of Cole had an actors casting page. We were interested in hiring him as an actor. But I mean, what does that mean? He's an actor for this show? Maybe. So I hate using the answer "who knows," but I mean, with Fish Tank, but he knows nothing. Agnes says if Summer stays, if Summer stays off the show, maybe for the best. That poor girl needs help and actual loving people, not being on a show run by. She did. She did. She was very convincing being schizophrenic. So she's not an actress. It seems pretty obvious that she's schizophrenic, has mental problems. So probably best for her mental health to not be on the show as well. I missed that gold. Wow, it is a. It is funny though, because Sam does mention a lot that, like for World Peace 1 and all that, there's so many actors are a dime a dozen. You could put casting calls out and find all these people that want to be. His words were the next flow of progressive.
At least I know there's not enough people watching to hear me come out as gay.
Oh no. How much people are watching?
There was also more secrecy, Cooper, leading up to this season. We had a commercial, almost like an ad for the season. Leading up to it, like very early, we had feel of what the contestants, who they were, at least most of them, like a teaser trailer, if you will. And they talked about it a lot, especially on Sam's live streams. But for some reason, this season was more secretive. I mean, obviously that we knew Fish Tank was coming, and here it is. But we didn't know who the contestants were until day one.
How many viewers total? How many viewers total?
Agnes says, I think Cole was a fan and was going off on an autistic rant about season 2 Fish. It was silly and not very. Yeah, I would agree. Or Mint. That's funny.
Like, they'll do a lot of shit to fuck with you, bro.
Getting rid of fish books was the worst decision. Do you think that was what ruined the show completely and ultimately was the fish bucks? I feel like for legal reasons they replaced the fish bucks with the chips.
Well, it's obviously as soon as it's on the internet, people talking about it.
To me, though, as a fan, the secrecy of the what ifs, what kind of mind games are they playing? Hopefully, if they are playing, kind of makes it more interesting. But like with season 1, I would be honest, there are a lot of times where we are sitting here. I mean, it is a 24-hour live show, but there are a lot of hours we're sitting here. The fish aren't doing a whole lot. Kind of quickly cap on what we talked about today. We got the attic cam live. Lots of spooky conspiracy, Masonic symbolism. Who knows what's going on with the attic? Something obviously is going to happen with the attic. Maybe it means 420 tomorrow. Who knows? Summer's still schizophrenic. There's this dude. He has some kind of association with the attic and the symbol there. He's also associated with Alex Schultz. That's the World Peace executive producer. Should also check out his YouTube. Be Nice to Me Productions. Cole is gone. Coltrane has left the station. He may or may not have been an actor. Jet did a Q&A, answered a bunch of questions. Most of it was about how bad the fish dress, but he also said that he didn't have a favorite fish, but he had a least favorite fish, and it isn't the obvious answer. CK, the ex of Brian, is on the show. Freeloader still. Brian is suspicious. He also has the least endorsements. Nifty is the newest freeloader, along with Chip. Chip is back.
Also, here's a tip: they hate self-pity. If you start talking about your personal life and bad things that have happened, they'll hate you for that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. The most popular guy in here was the most privileged one. He left today, but like he comes from a rich family, has a lot of money, all this type of shit, and they loved his ass. So just to give you a heads up on that.
A hard luck says, did the people who left get paid anything? Well, that's hard to answer. I don't think we'll know till after, or if maybe those fish go on social media and answer those kind of questions. We do know that I think Simmons from season 1 was paid like $100. He was paid like the equivalent of a Greyhound bus ticket to get out.
Because you just gotta say, fight me in real life, pussy. You got something to say it to my face in real life, pussy.
Yeah.
Make them spend all their money.
They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that.
Oh, yes, they are.
The only way to win the game is not to.
Not quite, but I like going to.
Like, yeah, like what if it was like?
I would agree with you, Magnus. He says season 2 isn't working because of the dynamic between the fish. Not very fun, with a few exceptions. Shinji is okay, Jimmy is crazy, TJ entertaining. I would agree that with you on the fact that the personalities of the fish really drive the show, help with the drive of the show. Season 1 seemed more action-packed, but season 2, these fish do seem more emotional. And so we see action in a different kind of way. It's more of a drama talking action than it is less poop cups, pee cups.
It's our sponsor.
Little Gilf says, shout out Money Goblin. Yeah. Money Goblin and Shadow Wizard Money Gang and all them. Fistic Boys. There's a lot of crying this season. I would agree with you.
The reason why I get through whatever bullshit you want to say, the fucking production team's gonna give you a lot of money for that at the end.
I'll keep that in mind.
I bet.
Do any of y'all want drinks? I'm gonna be the bartender.
So we've been up for about over half an hour. And like always, these daily recaps are meant to be short. But we're gonna go ahead and wind it down here. But I do want to end with that I am optimistic to see what's going to happen, at least with the attic and the other freeloaders that will eventually make their way onto the show. I appreciate every single one of you that are here watching. Thank you, Gaius, for doing the super chat. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate you all. Thank you all for watching. That's going to be all for tonight. See you again tomorrow night, hopefully. Good night, and God bless.